Hi, I want to comment upon something extraordinary I read in The Guardian on Monday, the Owen Jones column. Let me tell you this. We, the anarchists, working class anarchists, we're sick and tired of leftist aristocrats and middle class Bolsheviks, and yes, OJ, middle class anarchists as well. We're sick of them all. He attacks Ian Bone, although I must admit that his attack on the SWP was quite accurate, and I do subscribe to it. But he attacks Ian Bone, our anarchist comrade, comparing him to the vitriolic right. And yet Class War and Ian Bone never even mentioned the Eton boy, age 17, being devoured by a polar bear, which is what he's criticising the SWP for making fun of it. Although I didn't lose any sleep over it, and actually found it amusing. Well, you couldn't exactly make it up, could you? Eton boy eaten by polar bear. OJ's really annoyed, though, because of the banner produced by Class 1 and displayed on the People's Assembly March a few weeks ago, which had an image of him depicting him as a champagne socialist with the words, "Fuck off back to Oxford." What's up, OJ? You can dish it out in your column, can't you? But you can't take it when it's aimed at you, can you? Particularly when it's by the lower class anarchist mob. But let me tell you, also, OJ, we are not envious, because it says here in the paper, and I'll read out the title, "Mocking Eton Boy's death is the worst politics of envy. Many on the left despise those from privileged backgrounds." Oh, wow, surprise, surprise. "But losing compassion boosts the enemies of social justice." Anyway, as I was saying, we're not envious of the rich, and we're not envious of the middle class, or their supporters from both the right and the left of the political spectrum. In fact, we just simply hate their guts, full stop. OJ expects us to show compassion for the Eton boy. Well, actually, no, we don't. We're saving all our compassion for our class, the thousands of kids that are abused by his mates and his Tory mates. Millions of people living in poverty, particularly the old age pensioners that can't afford to heat themselves during the winter time. The hundreds of thousands of people that were killed during the Afghan and Iraq war by his favourite darling Labour government. Well, you won't catch me weeping about a dead Etonian, even if he's only 17. I'm actually more upset about the demise of the poor old polar bear. After all, there's less polar bears, unfortunately, in the world than there are Etonians. And remember this, polar bears don't rule us, Etonians do. Anyway, I've lived in London for over 60 years now, and I've only ever met one person that's come from Eton. How many does OJ know? We must obviously move in different political and socio-economic groupings, to say the least. I'm tired of reading his whinging crap every Monday anyway. I don't know why I bother. I must be some sort of a masochist or something, but at least it gives me something to rant about on the internet here. Anyway, yeah, pimping for the Labour Party is all OJ seems to be doing. But let me read you some of this choice garbage, right, which I will comment upon. And it says, "But socialism is nothing personal. It is not concerned with individuals and their origins, oh no, but rather with a system that concentrates wealth and power in a few hands. It advocates a society run on the basis of people's needs, rather than profit for a small elite. The daughter of a dinner lady or the son of an aristocrat should be equally able to embrace this vision." Oh yeah. "If Queen Elizabeth wishes to abdicate and join the fight against this unjust society, then Comrade Liz would be welcome on the picket lines." That's what it actually says. That does not render people's backgrounds and class wholly irrelevant. Oh, thanks for that, OJ. "The left exists to champion the needs and interests of the working people. To be effective, it needs to be rooted in their lives and experience." Oh, yeah, sure. The whole lot of you privately educated, Oxford, Cambridge graduates, yeah, sure, rooted in our experiences. It can hardly achieve that unless it is representative, acting as a megaphone for the otherwise ignored, the supermarket shelf stacker, the nurse, and the young black man. Oh, really, OJ? I've never seen such putrid arrogance, or perhaps even ignorance. You mean to tell me that OJ and his ilk represent a supermarket shelf stacker, or anybody from the working class? What a load of old crap. Self-delusion at the most. And anyway, how much is OJ pay for writing his crap in The Guardian and for appearing on Question Time and Newsnight? Probably a damn sight more than any shelf stacker would ever earn. So therefore, OJ, I've got a few questions for you, mate. You're so articulate on Question Time, so articulate on Newsnight. I've got a question for you, maybe you can answer. And then I've got another one. Question 1. Should the pinnacle of our class society, the monarchy, be abolished right now if the circumstances arise? What does he think? I don't want to hear anything of waiting for that old hag, Comrade Liz, to die. I want to hear it now that they intend to abolish the monarchy, immediately confiscate all their wealth, the 8 palaces, loads of castles, hundreds of thousands of acres, all their wealth, the lot should be confiscated for the good of the people in this country. And that is nothing more than a bourgeois demand. It's not even an anarchist one. So, OJ, do you subscribe to that? Yes or no? Well, say yes or no, even if it doesn't have to be Labour Party policy. It's just your point of view. Speak up. You've got the platform. We haven't. Millions of us, we've got absolutely no platform at all. You've got the platform and you dare to speak to us. So I say, do you think the monarchy should be abolished immediately and everything that goes with it? Or haven't you got the guts to answer the question? And finally, OJ, what about the headlines the same day that you wrote your crap article in the Daily Mirror, which supports the Labour Party? The only paper that actually does, and here it is. Abused kids home linked to Blair MP, it says here. You must know who this is, OJ. You must. Along with every other single MP and person in the House of Lords, and all the news readers and all the media people, they all know the name of this person and the hundreds of other abusers. And yet, after a week of this scandal, we haven't had a word. And so, OJ, name him. Or are you just like the rest of the chattering classes, all mouth and no action? For example, is he still active in Labour politics? Is he still an MP? Do you expect people to vote for him? Do you expect people to go out and canvass for him in 2015? Answer that one, OJ, please. I would have an atom of respect for you. Just an atom, but an atom nevertheless, if you do name that person. But I bet you won't. Because basically, OJ, you're like the rest of them. You're yellow, you're a coward. As I said before, a coward for attacking people like Ian Bone who can't hit back. You know? Mr. Media Man. Anyway, as part of the political class, the Labour Party, the Tory Party, the Liberal Democrats, you are on the way out, mate, when we eventually do take to the streets and do have our revolution. There'll be no space in it for you. You'll end up like the whole rest of them, and maybe you will have to go and fill a few supermarket shelves and sweep a few roads and maybe, you know, clean a few people's old people's houses, maybe even mine, in old people's homes and in residential places, which won't be the concentration camps that they are now. So yes, from the entire system, from the barking right wing to the Bolshevik Bollinger Brigade, you're just one of them, mate. As for the revolution, I say, bring it on so we can sweep the whole bloody lot of you away. Good night.